it's always about a number. That's with any type of traffic.
What's up, y'all? Professor Grady, aka Professor Grady, giving y'all math lessons. You know, hopefully put the video on addition, subtraction. We're going into arithmetic, which is essentially the fundamental principle of mathematics as a whole. You know what I mean? And arithmetic, if you don't really understand it, you can't really understand anything greater in math. You might not even be able to count your money when you're out here trying to get to it. Now, at the same time, the fundamental principles of arithmetic are addition and its inverse, which is subtraction. One thing I didn't go over though in those previous videos, and make sure you subscribe to the graduation party on YouTube and follow us on all social media platforms. You get this game for free. Be on the lookout for graduation party tutoring services. Now with addition and subtraction, I went over how to add these numbers, but I didn't, and I went over the commutative properties, but I didn't go over the identity properties, you know, which is basically for addition and subtraction, it's dealing with the number 0. 0 is a special number because if you notice in the last videos, I created number lines, which I think is the key to understanding basic addition and subtraction. I personally feel that way, and people say I'm a good teacher when it comes to math. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Notice that 0 sits in the middle of all of these numbers. Now, if you said someone has $0, if you found yourself with no money, you wouldn't feel too good, right? And a lot of times kids in grammar school are taught, like, you know, to only deal with the positive numbers. So it's like, yeah, 0 is the lowest number you can go, 10 is the, you know what I mean? And then you could go as high as you want. However, most adults and grown people around know that it could actually get worse. You know, there's something worse than having 0 money, and that's having negative money, which the adults would call, and financiers might call, debt. Right? That's owing people money. Man, I have I got negative $10. That means even if I get $10, I can only at best get back to 0 to having no money, because that $10 is probably going somewhere else. So, you know, that's a concept that, you know, you probably could follow my channels, my other platforms for the adults to really explore upon. We start talking about money systems and all of that. However, as it pertains to math, that's what makes 0 a special number. It lies between the infinite amount of positive numbers that you have and the infinite amount of negative numbers you can have. If you notice, when you say what is 3 plus 2, you start at 3. You know, when you add, you're going towards the right. When you subtract, you're going towards the left. If I were to say what's 3 plus 2, we start at 3, and then we count the 2 going towards the right. 1, 2. All right, that brings us to 5. That equals 5. 3 plus 1. All right, we start at 3, then we add 1 by counting to the right by 1 time. All right, 3, we count to 1. 1. That brings us to 4. Okay, 3 plus 1 is 4. But then, what is 3 plus 0? Well, if you pay attention to my previous videos, you would know anytime we were adding or subtracting, anytime we were moving to the right and to the left, we had actual numbers, you know, integers. You know, zeros are integers, but we had actual numbers that are larger than 0 or seem greater than 0. If I were to say count with your hands, you're starting with a fist, and I said count to 5. You go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you go here and that's 1, that means if you don't add 1, where do you stay at? You stay at this fist, which represents 0 in this case. It's kind of the same concept here. When you add 0, you don't go anywhere. So, because this is plus 2, this is plus 1, plus 0, you don't go anywhere. You understand? You stay stuck at 3. And this is an identity property. Anything that takes any operator that takes a number manipulates it to be the same number. So with that said, that goes for addition. It also goes for subtraction. If I were to say, what is 3 minus 2? You start here, okay. We know when we subtract, we're going to the left, right? So 3 minus 2, 1, 2. All right, 3 minus 2 equals 1. What's 3 minus 1? Okay, 3 minus 1, oh, that brings us over here. So 3 minus 1 equals 2. Well, then what's 3 minus 0? And it's the same way. Oh, when you minus 0, you don't go anywhere. So you actually just stay at the same place. 3 minus 0 equals 3. 3 plus 0 equals 3. And that describes 0. When you're adding and subtracting 0, the number stays the same. Alright? And just wanted to touch on that briefly before we move forward. Appreciate the follow, appreciate the view. Definitely go on to follow our other videos and also to look at our previous videos so you can stay on point.